Hey, this is Jerry Strauss, host of Hollywood Happy Place. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Hey, it's Baxter Colburn here from Public House Media. Did you know that we just added a store here at Public House Media? No, I'm not talking about a grocery store where you can go buy apples or bananas or peanut butter, which are all fantastic, especially when peanut butter's on all of those. Anyway, we've added a store here at Public House Media so you can not only come and represent your favorite podcast network, but also represent your favorite shows as well, too. Just go over to thephmedia.com and look in the top right corner where you'll see the button that says Store. Click on that and you can search through all of our great products. Or if you go to our Facebook page, Public House Media, you can see on the left-hand side a tab that says Store. All of our products are listed there as well too. It's the new Public House Media Store. You don't want to miss it. It is fantastic. Buy some of that great swag to support your favorite shows and to support Public House Media. Check it out today.
This is John Lauder, host of The Cheap Seats here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, The Cheap Seats, where we talk about sports from the fans' perspective. A new show comes out every Monday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of The Cheap Seats. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
How's it going, everybody?
Hey guys!
Coffee with Keith
and Katie on Public House Media.
And we are brought to you by
The Good God Company.
They are
because we have sponsors now.
First sponsor. Great job by Baxter for getting that one for Public House Media. Good God Company. It's a great company. A lot of cool apparel, T-shirts, coffee mugs. Those will be coming soon. That Katie and I will be drinking from them, and they endorse very, what am I trying to say? Positive messaging. Inspirational, empowering, motivational, all the olds. Anyways, yeah, it's a great company. Check it out. Great apparel. As I said, great merchandise. We'll be showing that to you as well. Also,
hi, Greg.
Greg. Good to see you, man.
Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Greg, we just hopped on. We told everybody about the Good God Company. Greg, check it out. A lot of great apparel on there. And speaking of which, a lot of great Coffee with Keith and Katie apparel. If you check out the Public House Media Store. They have not only things for our show, they have things for a ton of other shows. So check that out as well.
You can buy a Coffee with Keith and Katie coffee mug.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we have our coffee with us. Hope you have your coffee with you. David, as always,
David.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks for joining. Good to see you.
Bring them on camera. Bring who on? Oh, it's just a suggestion. I thought David said, hey, bring me on camera. Like, okay.
No, Facebook is saying, bring them on camera.
Got it. Anyways, we like I said, we have our coffee with us. Hope you have your coffee with you. Starbucks. We're at Starbucks. Third Starbucks. Our second location of the week. Second location of the week.
You're saying, how can these guys afford it? They talk about being broke all the time.
Well, we still are broke.
We are. But we have rewards. So
Starbucks, you get your reward stars from Starbucks, so they make us poor because we go here. But once every 15th coffee we're getting it free, so we're making out ahead. But we saved up so many stars that
loyalty program.
Right, that it is. We both have free cups of coffee tonight. So thank you, Starbucks.
Which is why we went for the bigger one.
Yep, big ones, grandes,
which is way too much for me at this time of night, but
way too much for anybody at this time of night.
It's all right.
But let's talk about the location for a second. Not every Starbucks is the same, especially around Chicago. You have your Starbucks Reserve, locations. You just have your normal locations. I think this one is a reserve. This one is a reserve one.
I think so.
It is.
Oh, it says
right there on the wall.
Says it right there. Says it
Right on the wall in front of you,
Let's see the
Katie.
wall.
This is at the corner of. It's kind of at a star. You know, a bunch of roads.
It's a disaster.
Intersect
it's a
right here.
classic Chicago intersection.
Yeah, you got Irving Park meeting with Damon, meeting with Lawrence, meeting with
No, Lincoln.
Lincoln, meeting with one other.
Let people know that the Greg and Dave show is going to make its official comeback very soon. Ooh.
Nice.
Happy to hear it. For those who don't know, Dave and Greg
The Greg and Dave show.
and Dave did a great show. They took a little time off for Greg to work on
He's got
professional life.
Greg got a new job, right? And that's how we
That's what I knew. But you guys are making a comeback, which we are super psyched about.
love it.
And you guys are a podcast.
They're
so
a
you
podcast.
don't interfere with us, which is why we're okay promoting you.
If you were another Facebook Live show, believe me. Anyways,
Well, great. Good to hear.
good to hear. I
Thanks
mean,
for sharing.
definitely, we will definitely promote your show. It was a great show when I listened to it. I was definitely disappointed when it left, but happy that it's coming back. So, the Greg and Dave show making a comeback. I love it.
Yay!
Anyways, so it's a pretty good location, prime time location. You have a lot of the busy streets in Lincoln and Irving Park,
There's like
specifically
4 buses that
meeting.
stop here.
Yep. So I'm sure this place gets a ton of business. So it's a reserve, which means that you have a couple of roasts here that you're not going to get at other locations. Pretty good atmosphere. You know, it's kind of like every other Starbucks. Not great, not too quiet, not too loud for me, at least.
It's
Maybe
not
a little loud
bad.
for Katie.
For as far as Starbucks go, especially lately, it's not bad. There's a lot of people having conversations, so I'd rather hear people having conversations than music hurting my eardrums.
Yeah. So
The location is great. The store is okay. There are 3 tables
it comes to
for 2 people.
Yeah, it comes to a point. It comes to a point in the road because, like I said, this so many intersections that it's at one of those unique intersections where it comes to like a narrow, rounded front. So not a lot of room for normal seating as you would hope to find.
Are the streets there as confusing as the 5 points in Waukesha?
They are.
Yes, because there are like 12.
Yeah, like 12 points here.
Good question. Yeah,
but
it's a disaster. And
I
the river.
I love Greg bringing Waukesha into the conversation. The Shaw.
For you guys who don't know, we went to Carroll University with
Greg.
In Waukesha, Wisconsin. There's a river that runs through the middle of the city that messes everything up,
Yep.
which is why their roads are weird. But nothing's as weird as Chicago.
Greg was one of my first friends at Carroll University. Greg was and is, I believe, the best producer at WCCX, the great Carroll College student-run radio station. Greg was the man when I was there, and I'm sure Greg is still the man down in Waukesha. So Greg, man, now I just miss Greg. I got to go back to Carroll, and we got to have coffee with Keith and Katie and Greg.
We do.
It's gonna happen.
Speaking of the coffee, so the inside is okay. It's not great if you're just 2 people here. If you're 1 person, it's okay, but 2 or more is a little bit too cramped. The coffee, actual coffee.
She's gonna move the camera
I'm
now.
gonna move the camera. Here we go. See, mine has this. See, the foam has like bubbles in it, and it's lower to. I haven't drank that much. It's pretty low. Keith
Mine-
has drank a lot, but the foam is smooth. Hello, wall. We got it.
Back
This is
at
why
ya.
we try not to move the camera.
But so it's like Katie said, it's always something that we try to specify when we come to Starbucks. It's usually it's a caramel latte, no foam, because they're going to give you a lot of foam.
They'll give you a half a cup of foam.
Yeah.
And I'm not paying for air.
I ain't paying for air either. And just a little bit of foam. This one had a little more foam. Katie's had quite a bit of foam.
And
so.
it's just not pretty foam. It's not smooth like Keith's was.
So you always know what the taste is going to be. Pretty much it's going to be consistent because, it's a chain.
Right.
Which
I enjoy.
Right.
I like knowing what I'm getting.
But the quality in which you get your coffee differs from place to place. We had a great girl when Katie and I first met. We started going to Starbucks a lot.
Greg, Starbucks right next to Toppers.
Starbucks right next to Toppers, across the street from Target.
That was our date night.
That was our date in
Friday
Starbucks.
Night, went to Target and then Starbucks.
Yep. Friday nights were with Katie because Saturdays are for the boys. No.
Goodfellas?
No, it's a Barstool Sports.
Oh.
Saturdays are for the boys, anyways.
Oh, Goodfellas is Fridays are for the wives, Saturdays are for the girlfriends.
Yeah, I think that's a great pickup. It's a good Ray Liotta quote from Goodfellas.
I did not approve.
You're the one who said it, I didn't.
Greg says,
shucks.
Thanks, Keith. You're too kind. You know that next year, and I'll send you a Facebook invitation for this, but we are going to be having the 50th reunion for WCCX 104.5 FM, and the former DJs are perfect at the read more point. We're trying to see more. We can't see more.
We can't read the whole thing right now, Greg. There you go.
Former DJ.
Come back and celebrate over drinks.
Yeah,
Sounds like
sounds
a great
great
idea. I love that idea.
Yeah.
Definitely be there. I will be there.
If you'll be there.
I will be there. Anyway.
I'm only going if Greg is there. And David, because we need to meet you.
Gotta meet David.
Gotcha.
I feel like I've known him for so long, but we've never met in person. Anyways, let's get done with reviewing this.
Yes. So I wasn't pleased with the phone, but there's so much of it that today I won't notice a difference.
Okay.
The taste is fine. It's a normal
caramel latte from Starbucks. One sip, everyone knows the rules.
Barstool Sports.
So I'm going to give this location, atmosphere, quality of the drink. I'm going to give it...
Oh, the staff. Now, I did not interact with the staff. I was finding tables with terrible lights.
The staff was fine.
She looked angry.
She was very nice to me. I'll give the staff.
She looked like
her
job was being...
She's going to judge the staff, and she just said that she didn't interact with the staff.
Yeah, that's my disclaimer. The barista...
Well, I did interact with the staff.
She'd rather be anywhere else, and I do not appreciate that attitude.
I thought she was very nice. She got all her coffee in a quick manner.
Yes.
Everybody knows about that. It's a big Midwest thing. If you don't know about it, check it out.
Not a Chicago thing, really.
It sells amazing cake pops for dessert. You guys should get one or two before you leave. They're expensive though. Those things are expensive. You could get like a whole, you could get like 2 boxes of Little Debbie's for one cake pop here.
It always comes back to it's so expensive for that tiny little thing. But yes, they are amazing. Great.
I give this place an 8.2.
8.2. Let's see. Combine the good location, the bad seating, the good coffee, but the bubbly foam, and the unhappy looking worker. I'm gonna give it a 7. A little harsh today.
She is a little harsh. My goodness.
Girlfriends help keep marriages together. Oh, is that right, Isaac?
There you go.
I don't think we'll be friends anymore.
Isaac has an interesting view on things, but I like it. Anyways, 8.2. 7. You know what? I'm going to give it a 7.8.
7.8?
7.8.
Dropped a little bit for you?
Dropped a little bit. I mean, it's a fine Starbucks. Nothing incredible. I think I've given everybody pretty good reviews so far. I think I have to be a little more picky because everybody's going to have 8s, and you know what? Not everybody's an 8.
It's true. We
not every location's
I feel
in it.
we are very generous when it comes to our ratings.
So
Part of the thing is we tag these cafes, and I'm really afraid of them seeing what we say about them.
it's all right. But eventually, this show is going to take off to the point where, you know, these cafes they're gonna look and be like, oh man, like Coffee with Keith and Katie are coming in. We got to make this place tip top.
Yeah.
So, and we really have to become. We have to. You know what? We have to become Meryl Streep in The Devil Wears Prada. That's how we have to become when it comes to judging these coffee shops.
Just ruthless.
Ruthless.
Just go for the jugular right away.
I'm gonna even order rudely from now on. Just be like, give me a coffee.
Get me on it. The phone?
I'm gonna.
A suit?
I'll take the office. Take Katie's coffee. There are bubbles in this. Anyways.
Greg, last Friday night I was at a Starbucks and I thought the music was too loud for my taste. How is the level of the music for you guys?
It's fine for
It's
me.
okay
It's
here.
always a little loud for Katie.
The way, yeah, it's a little loud, but sometimes we're able to meet downtown for lunch and have Starbucks together. And the one that's closest to Keith's office is
That's loud.
terrible.
That's pretty loud.
We had to walk out. My ears hurt right away.
It was pretty loud. It's a
Like,
more like
this is not
it's a
for
more
a
like
coffee
trendy
shop.
like.
Yeah, and it's
Type.
a coffee shop.
Like I don't wanna go to a club
Yeah, I'm
when
not
I'm
here
looking to get a
listen
cup
to
of
your
coffee.
music.
Anyway, so Katie gave this location at the corner of Lincoln and Irving Park and Damon and probably one other, two,
Probably.
three other ones.
Probably one we can't see.
Katie gives it a 7. I give it a 7.8. It's time for
The name game. We haven't played
So
it in
you're
3
gonna try to stump
weeks.
me? Ain't gonna happen.
This is the first Thursday Keith's been on the show in 3 weeks. Last
I was
week,
gone.
as you know,
I was in San Antonio.
we had our first ever guest co-host, Christy.
She did a
who was
great
awesome.
job. Great job.
David, I knew David would know the Star Wars holiday special. If anyone knew what we were talking about, it would be David, and you did not disappoint. But this week,
David's
Keith is
on
back,
top of it. I'm
and
back.
I have got some trivia. All right, so the name game. You have to tell me where these guys went to college.
Let's do it.
Okay, 3 names. Jimmy Graham.
All right, new Packer tight end. He went to a small school, right? Did he go to a small school?
No.
No? Ooh, I should know this, but
You really should. I know it. Now.
where did Jimmy Graham go?
5, 4, 3, 2,
Arizona.
1. No, Miami.
Shoot.
I don't think that's a small school.
No, Tyler Overlay, guy who works in my office, big Miami guy, went to Miami. He would be very disappointed in me, so he can't watch this episode.
Would be. Tony Gonzalez.
We're going with NFL tight ends today, huh? I don't know.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Arizona.
California, Berkeley.
Shoot. I should be getting
You
these.
really should. Last one, Antonio Gates.
San Diego State.
No. One more try. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kent State.
Shoot.
Kent State. Now, Keith, what do Jimmy Graham...
They're all NFL tight ends.
Are they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, then, okay. Well, what else do Jimmy Graham, Tony Gonzalez, and Antonio Gates have in common? Watching the show, people, feel free to
Yeah.
chime in here. Isaac, I think one of these days you're
They all wore numbers in the 80s.
They what?
They all wore numbers in the 80s.
I have no idea.
All NFL tight ends.
Okay.
They all played. They all
That's
played.
not what I'm looking for.
They all played basketball in college.
Yes. More specifically,
They were all power forwards.
I don't know. They all went to the NCAA tournament.
Really?
Yes. Jimmy Graham at Miami, they made it to the second round. Tony Gonzalez with California, the Sweet 16 in 1997. Antonio Gates with Kent State, Elite 8 in 2002.
Wow.
I was also
Hey.
going to say Terrell Owens.
University of Tennessee, Chattanooga.
Well done. I didn't say him though originally
Man.
because they didn't go to the NCAA tournament, but he was in the U.S. Basketball League for 1 year. He was with the Adirondack Wildcats in 2002.
He also played in the Arena League for a year or two.
The football
Arena
Arena
Football
League?
League, yeah. Anyways,
Jack of all trades. Oh,
I
that
should
was
have,
the one where he was trying to find just work for a while.
yeah, he's
wasn't
just
he?
trying to still play football. Anyways, Katie got me on those three.
That's
Not
pretty
gonna lie.
good.
Those I should have had them. I should have definitely had Jimmy Graham.
His
I should have
hair
had
is
Antonio
weird.
Gates too. I should have had all of them. Man, this is a bad night for me.
You did get the bonus question on the second try. That was good.
I got the bonus question on the second try.
Well, you didn't get
It's
the
as if I
second
failed the
try.
test and I handed it in, and the teacher just felt bad for me. She handed it back. Maybe you can try again on the extra credit.
Isaac, Arizona is probably the right answer. She isn't giving you the credit.
I like it, Dave. I like it.
Isaac.
Isaac. I like having Isaac on the show.
I like all three of these guys.
Everyone. You guys are great.
Yes. And we appreciate you joining the show.
Arizona's
You
probably
make
the
it
right.
much more lively than just the two of us talking at a screen.
Hey, you don't know what we would do without you guys. It would just be us talking at each other, and we talk enough all day. Who wants to
Hey, Autumn.
talk to her all day?
Thanks for joining us. Autumn also went to Carroll University. Autumn,
Kyle
Greg
Pride.
is on. Yeah, you must have known Greg with the radio station.
Who knows?
You must have. I
Answer us, Autumn. We got noisy. Anyways,
forgot what I was
Anyway.
going to say because that was terrifying.
Autumn, thank you so much for joining us. But unfortunately, out of time for today's show. Katie got me on the trivia. So
Yeah.
tip of the cap to Katie. I gotta
Get a doodad in my cap.
nail her next week. She ain't getting any of them correct next week. I've kept them pretty. I'm gonna stump her next week. I'm gonna stump Katie. She's
I don't
not
think
gonna
so.
get anything. That's on Monday, 7:30. Not Monday.
Yeah.
It is on Monday.
Yeah.
Mondays and Thursdays. Yeah, 7:30.
So to bring it back to the angry worker, she was the one who
She
angrily
was the one that was making all that
shoved all
noise.
those chairs.
You know
So-
what? 7.7.
Ooh, going down.
Going down, down, down. Anyway,
Downtown. From downtown.
I'm going to end it with that. Everybody have a great weekend. We will see you back for more Coffee with Keith,
And Katie on Public House Media,
brought to you by...
the Good God Company.
Have a
We
great
practiced.
weekend. We got it.
It was
Have a
great.
great weekend, everyone, and we will see you for more coffee on Monday, 7:30.
Be there.
Be square.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye.